Detecting Nation is sponsored by Dan's Lanyards. Dan's Lanyards is a small business located in West Glover, Vermont. Lanyards can be customized to suit your needs. Stainless steel swivels and screw lock carabiners can be added as well. They would be happy to quote a price on a custom lanyard. If your lanyard fails within 1 year from the time you purchased it due to faulty parts or workmanship, it will be repaired or replaced. For more information, please visit danslanyards.com. Metal Detecting Nation is also sponsored by Steve's Detector Rods. Steve's Detector Rods is a small business located in Norman, Oklahoma, founded in 2018. Steve's Detector Rods are premium quality, custom-made carbon fiber detector rods and shafts fitting MyLab Equinox, CTX 3030, and Garrett Ace detector series. These rods will also fit T-Rex and Stealth sand scoops. Steve's Detector Rods now offers an exclusive, customizable counterbalance system. For more information, please email Steve at stevedetectorrods.com or simply visit stevesdetectorrods.com. Well, hello everybody. It's been a very long time. It's been 1 year just about. And I'm certainly hoping that everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up because I'm using, just to let everyone know, I'm using OBS and I'm also using Zoom because we are going to have an after party. Our after party is going to take place on Zoom directly after this stream. So a couple things. Number one, if you don't know anything about if you don't know anything about thanks, hey Kay, if you don't know anything about Metal Detecting Nation, honest to goodness, we are just a group of people who are trying to promote the hobby, talk each other up, and eliminate the drama. We're just here to support each other. So I want to introduce now our amazing, wonderful group of metal detectorists and panelists. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
So,
hey.
So if you find any of this really interesting, we're going to try and do a stream every other week, so twice a month on average. We think that would be a really good opportunity for us not to get burned out, not to get our families upset with us because we're obviously too invested in this, but it really does give us the best of both worlds. And if you are familiar with Nancy and her live stream, she decided to give up Monday nights twice during the month for Metal Detecting Nation. So I just want to make sure that we thank her for this night, and hopefully you'll stay yeah, sure, you'll stay with us on Mondays and follow hers. So
it's a nice addition to Mondays, having Metal Detecting Nation back.
Well, that's great. Thank you. I'm excited to be back. It's going to be a good thing, and we're going to work out the bugs. I'm hoping that, and I'm not sure the quality. I'm not sure the quality of our stream right now. It looks a little hazy, but if we can get any feedback, I'd really appreciate it because there's always ways to manipulate and fix it. So I'm going to go from left to right on my screen and introduce Audra. Audra, there are a lot of people here who may not know who you are. Most of them do know who you are, but there's a lot of people here who don't know who you are. And if you can just tell us a little bit about yourself and where they can find you on social media.
I can. All right. I am Audra. I am super happy to be back with you guys because I love you guys. And I guess I am basically on as Jersey History Hunter on all the social medias. And the highlight of my adventures is sharing the love with Bobby Pastor from East Coast Metal Detecting every Tuesday night on our live stream at 7 p.m. That's about it.
Good. Okay. Awesome. And so I'm going to go to my right. This is my digging partner, Dave. Dave, tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe some background that people don't know, and if you're on social media or not, and just a little bit about yourself.
My name's Dave. I do have a YouTube and a Instagram account. I don't use it as much as most people do, but it's DP Dirt Fisher is what I go by. I've been detective with Jordy now for probably 10, 11 years. I really enjoy the hobby, and I really had a good time when we went to Dig Stock and got to meet everybody. So that was really cool.
All right.
Hello.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to go to my lower on my screen that way, and we're going to say hello to Nancy. And most of you know Nancy. Nancy made
Hey, everybody.
her money being the best mod on YouTube, and I'm just playing, but she is an amazing mod. And Nancy, tell us a little about yourself and whatever you want to share with all the new people here.
I'm Nancy from Ambient Girl Digs. Most of you know me from there. I also do a live stream called Diggin' Life. I actually started out live streaming right here on Metal Detector Nation. That is where my roots started. You guys had me on as a guest and got me hooked. And now you can't get rid of me, right?
No one wants to get rid of you, Nancy. Never. And my other Dig Stock partner, so if you don't know, I went to Dig Stock with Dave, and we had an Airbnb with Scuba Sonia, and with this guy right here. Tim, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your detecting craze.
I'm Tim, known as Ill Digger. Got a YouTube channel, Ill Digger. Instagram account, Ill Digger. Been detecting since 2009. Met Jordy on some of the forums, and him and I have kept in touch over the years. And yeah, we roomed out in New York at Dig Stock this year. It's a blast. Not only just rooming with these guys, Dave and Jordy, but the event was awesome. Got to meet Audra and Nancy, and a bunch of people in the chat were there too. It was cool.
Yeah, so if you don't know me, my name's Jordy. I have a metal detecting YouTube channel, Dinger51. Everyone always asks what Dinger stands for. Did he misspell Digger? Did he? And he just didn't want to change it. Did he misspell Digger? No, it's Dinger. And I played low college baseball in my day, and a lot of very, very rough softball in my day. And a dinger's a home run, and it just kind of stuck with me. 51's my college baseball number, high school football number, and that's my channel. And yeah, and I've been digging on and off for a very long time, and it's all about the gold. No, I'm just kidding. It's about meeting people. Everybody, people in the chat are like, yeah, it's about the gold. No.
That explains the opening morning at Dig Stock.
Yeah.
So it's all about the people. And that's the reason why I wanted to bring together people to just talk about the hobby and to allow people a place to chit chat online, and to bring people who are in the community on our channel as guests. And if you look back at some of the older videos, you'll notice that we've had a lot of people on who have YouTube channels, who promote events, and it's just always nice to just be around people. And I would say that once you claim you know everything, you should just give up the hobby, give up anything that you're doing. The people that come on educate me, at least. I know they educate everyone else, and it's always nice to learn. And that's absolutely probably the most important thing, is just the community and learning. So welcome everybody to our little get together, our little tribe, as you would say. We have a kind of a cool feature here, and one of the things that somebody said in the past was that so we can put some things up here on some comments now. and just like everyone else, I guess, can do on their streams, but now I can do it, right? So we have an after party. If you're not familiar with the after party, we are working through a Zoom link, and we'll post the link in the latter part of the hour. And anyone who wants to come on and just say hello and talk about almost anything that, in the past we've talked about, just about anything, but metal detecting specifically, you're more than welcome to come on. We've met a lot of really cool people in the after party, but we understand that if you don't want to be in the after party, there's a lot of other things going on. There are other live streams going on. Gypsy and Amanda Digger Diaz are doing their podcast at 8:00, and so if you don't be in the if you're not in the after party, just go ahead and make sure that you do something, I guess. All right, so
That's where we found Tim.
So, Audra, you had a great week. Yes?
I had a great weekend last weekend, man.
Tell us about it.
I'm still shocked. So I went out with Bobby, my awesome friend Bobby Budapaster, and a bunch of guys, Eric, Brotherhood Metal Detecting, the Copperheads, Indiana Tones, Merrill, Berks County. It was just awesome. So they had this huge permission with Acres and Acre Farm, and everybody found awesome stuff, and it was just a blast. I was lucky to get a big silver. First time I ever got a Morgan.
Real big.
So I was,
That's
it
insane.
made my year for sure. I was happy with the button I found before that, and then just hanging out with all the guys, it was just a blast. And to me, like you, Jordy, and everybody else here, it's all about the people and the community and the friends and the good times. But that definitely was like icing on the cake.
Well, yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. And it's such a huge piece of silver. It's hard to believe that was a coin.
I know, I can't believe it. It's just
What did that
insane.
ring up as on your?
It
what did
was
you
an
wear?
87. I had the AT Pro.
Pro?
The ground was wet and it rang up 87.91. And I thought it was a tin can. It was a strong high tone. Thought it was a tin can. I raised the coil a little bit. It still was ringing a little bit. And then I dug the plug and I saw a little edge of silver. I thought it was a Walker. And I was all excited with that. I called Bobby over. He had to help me get it because I was shaking. But it rang nice, solid high tone.
Now, did you find it in the woods or did you find it in a park?
It was in the farm field, and it was like 3 feet from the edge, because a lot of people always do the edge, and I know those guys that hit it like a lot. So I was staying 3 feet away from the edge. And Eric's brother was
I
on
was
the
gonna
edge ahead of
say.
me, and he just turned. He was away. I wasn't following him or anything. He was a ways ahead of me. And he had just turned and missed it. And then when I went by, and then 5 feet from that, I found a fatty Indian. So nobody did that one
Oh,
section.
cool.
It was like one section they missed. Bobby had some awesome finds. Eric had awesome finds. Trey got a seated halftime. It was a great day. It really was.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Did you just see that comment
Which one?
from Mark Thomas?
Where?
He said Digologist coin just sold at an auction for $13,200.
What?
What coin was this, Mark?
Wait a minute. How far
Mark
up is?
Thomas?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So coin.
I didn't hear that.
Is that true
Breaking
though?
news
It's Mark
then.
Thomas.
So
Which coin was it?
yeah, which coin was it? That would be.
Spill the beans, Mark.
Come on. So yes, we'll wait for him to respond. So Dave, what about you? Dave and I went out. We went to just a I've hit this park so many times, and we still keep finding some good stuff. Dave, what'd you find?
I found a 1889 Indian head, and I found a 1945 war nickel, and then just a bunch of other change. But I was really surprised to find that Indian head.
Yeah,
Really surprised.
it was in center field of one of the baseball fields at a VFW here locally, and I found 2 Mercury dimes, and I found a musket ball too, just in the middle of this area. Pretty, it's used modernly now. So, yeah, Nancy, tell us a little bit about your digging ways here recently.
Not too much. I didn't get to go out digging last weekend. Went out, I think, the weekend before, but I had some issues with my metal detector. So I'm trying to figure that out. It kept shutting off on me. So don't know what it is. I was going to contact MindLab and find out, because I asked a couple of people and they thought it was really strange what was happening. But I haven't touched it since, because my weekends kind of got crazy. But I did get to hit a couple of weekends ago with my daughter. I went back to the bottle dump for the first time in several months. So that was kind of great to get back there. It was interesting to see, because we haven't been there in so long. And there was somebody else that was digging there, and he's completely done doing his part, and he's moved all his stuff out. So it was kind of like the rest is for us now. So we need to see what's there, because he was just there for certain things. He knew exactly what he wanted. My daughter has found over 200 buttons at this bottle dump. So
Wow.
there's a lot more there for us, I'm sure of it.
That's awesome, man. I would love to go there.
I love this place. I need to find some more.
Yeah.
All right, Tim, you're up, man. Now, if there's anyone who
I'm up.
you are.
Well,
Oh, you turned sideways. How'd that
I'm
happen?
pretty busy at work and stuff.
What are you doing, Ken? Oh, I gotta go.
Come on,
I
Tim.
didn't see Mark's reply yet.
I didn't either.
Does
But
anybody else know what coin this was? Because a few people mentioned.
Each said it's still up for auction.
Oh, okay. So it's at 13,000.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I did ask the chat, if you didn't see this question, a brand new metal detector from Nook Macro came out called the Legend. The Legend. And I just want to know more about the Legend. We were talking with our group here before we started streaming, and I said, okay, when we start talking about the Legend, who knows about the Legend? And it was like, no one knew anything about the Legend. So I know Thin Blue Diggers said that they'd like to see some field tests on the Legend, but it does look like they did put a lot of work into this detector with all of the little things that it has. I'm hoping it works well. And it's interesting that they came out with this during a time when technology is really hard to come by. With all of the shortages of chips and things like that. I was looking at an article, and somewhere in the article said that a lot of these technology companies, they're going to be putting out older technology for the holidays because they can't grasp onto any of the new chips or the new things that are out. So it will be very interesting. So if anybody knows anything about it, let us know in the chat. I'd love to talk a little bit more about it and learn. We always like learning about machines. Yes, I love my Equinox, and Dave loves his, Garrett, and so does Audra and her new and her new XP, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Almost.
Dennis just said from DF Digger he'll be getting the Legend for sure, but he's got to wait till spring. He's a river hunter, so I'm assuming this Legend's going to be pretty good in the water.
yeah, that's what they say. It's I believe it's 10 meters. I don't know. I looked at it real quick, but Darcy says that he can't wait to see the Calabash putting it head to head with the Nox. So that is, I do not know what you're talking about because
I've never heard of a calabash.
Calabash. Is that going to be the new? That's going to be something new. I don't know. Doug says that he's going to wait to see how it works. It looks good and sounds good. Just can't wait to see. It's supposed to compete against the Knox 800. Yeah, that's what we were sort of saying in our get together. Just so to answer your question, Kay, the Legend is from Nokia Macro. It's the upgraded Simplex. They said it's in the same housing as the Simplex, but it's definitely different. Definitely different.
They're really attacking the market.
Yes. So unfortunately, it looks like it's us four. Tim says that his phone died, so he's not going to be able to
Oh no.
to join us for the rest of the show. But that's okay. That's all
Good
right.
to see you, Tim.
Oh man. So what else is going on in the chat? So Detect America will have Nokta on their Facebook stream on the 29th. And they're going to give one away. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be...
That's a nice stream. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be fun to watch. Yeah, there'll probably be thousands of people in that stream, for sure. So...
Couple hundred at least.
Yeah, so what I think the $635 is that the beginning level of the Legend, and I know it goes to the the Calabash Digger has a channel, good testing. Okay, so Dig Dug explains this for me, a novice at metal detecting here. Calabash Digger has a channel. Oh, he's good at testing detectors against each other. Absolutely. Now I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, I agree. I totally agree. So good to see Don in the chat, Deej in the chat. Hey, Corey. Corey also metal detects with us. He's a good permission getter, and yes, unfortunately, I'm not. And I ride their coattails a lot, and I appreciate the permissions that they get. So
that's what friends are for.
I agree with you. Mama, he just got home. Mama got home and is now watching us. Good to see you again. A lot of people who we haven't seen in a long time are still back with us, and I really appreciate it. Stan's lad.
That's Clint.
I know. Hi, Clint.
Belinda.
And Farmer Eugene is watching us, people. So say hello,
Yeah.
to Farmer
hey,
Eugene.
Farmer.
Hi, Farmer Eugene, dude.
Very cool. Awesome. It's good to see everybody.
Sean Williams, Little Big
35.
So yeah, so 635 for the 11-inch coil, and I think the upgraded package, and correct me if I'm wrong, comes with both the 11 and the 6-inch coil that they're going to put out. So it's a 2 coil. I could be wrong. Yep. So yep. Yeah. So 635 and then 735 for Bluetooth headphones, and then the 6-inch coil. Yep. Yes, I get it, Kay. You are right. People haven't seen in a long time, but I saw you, and we had pizza, and we had a good time that night, and it was great to see you and meet you at Dig Stock for sure.
Hey, Rocks. He's awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Hi, Susan.
So, a couple questions. So this is on behalf of, we have a couple questions, nothing major. But I do want to kind of address a couple things. And I want to hear people's opinion on this, because I've heard that strange, and I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but when you metal detect in wet ground, do you have to turn your sensitivity down? Does anybody have to do that? Has anybody ever noticed? No?
On the Knox, I have actually.
Yeah. So
now that you've mentioned that, with the Knox, I have.
So
because if not, you get that
chirpy, gets real chirpy.
Yep.
And so Yeah. So, but wet ground is supposed to increase the frequency, depth of field, so it increases both, up and down, and it's supposed to become more sensitive. So that's why I ask. Not on my Knox. Bobby says not on my Knox, that he doesn't have to do that.
Well, with my AT Pro, the one I have two, but the one I use most, I have the small 5x9 coil on. So with that one, no, I don't turn the sensitivity down. And I agree with the wet soil. Definitely. I like it a lot.
Always good when it rains.
Yes, I like to make sure I get out. Now
Thank
with
you.
the Deos, I don't know. I'm still learning that. I want to get the small coil for that. That would be nice.
Thank you, Kay. I am going to fix that right now. I didn't have that configured correctly on OBS. I will fix that. I guess I went silent on the stream when I asked the question, but I will fix that now.
Ooh,
Ah,
that's good to know.
we learn as we go. That's how we roll.
So
Best way.
So I have another question, but I'm going to try to get my audio input capture. Let's see if this one works. Okay, let's see. Here's my next one. You guys ready for the next question?
Yep.
So this one comes up all the time, and this comes up with the students that I have in school. It comes up with new detectors, and I like playing a guessing game with this one, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. So the question here is, can metal detectors tell what a target is likely to be before I dig it? And I'll tell you what, it's an interesting guessing game. I don't know if anybody else plays, but I always like looking at my numbers and the sound, and then I can pinpoint and see how large this target is, and then guess. And I always call it out. And I'm wrong most of the time. But you guys do that too?
Yep, I do it. I try to.
I'm usually
to.
wrong.
Me too. I'm usually wrong.
Yeah. So
Except with shotgun shells. A lot of times I'm right with that. But I don't do it the whole time because I could dig 100 holes at a trip or so. And towards the end, I'm like, it's more like, do I want to dig this instead of what is it? Is it worth it? I'm too tired, that type of thing. But I like to try and guess what it is.
yeah. Digging with Squeak says that they try a guessing game all the time. The main thing that they're right on is quarters.
Oh, that's good.
That is good. It is good. I was out with Doug and Don a week ago Saturday, and it was snowing, and it was great. I didn't even tell Doug or Don this, but I was so sore the next day. We were swinging for so long. But I called out a large cent because you're at the field. It's a 30, 29, 30, 31 or whatever on the Equinox, and I called it out, and I was flat out wrong. It was a piece of lead that was oval in shape, and Don found the exact same thing. He live dug it, but then we called out a large cent again, and it was. But I'll tell you, it is interesting, and a lot of people seem to be right about quarters. Quarters, what, 29.30 on the Equinox? Is that the numbers? See, I don't even know. That's but it is fun. It's fun. And then when I was out with Doug and Don, they were playing a little guessing game themselves. They're like, all right, here we go. Let's guess and see what it is. And everyone would swing over the target, and we could guess. And it was great. It was great. So Karen, 13-14 on the Knox, 95% of the time is going to be a pull tab. Occasionally something else. You know what? Strangely enough, on mine it's 14-15. But I'm sure that at 13, 14, it's come up as well. But yeah, I think it's more important to be able to determine what junk is instead of what the good signals are. But when it comes down to it, I think everyone here knows that, I mean, you have to dig all good targets, right?
Yeah.
Gotta dig it all.
Mhm.
With the Garrett, it's usually a 44, 45 for a pull tab, but then it could also be a diamond ring. So, if you don't, that one you just say, I'm too tired to dig it, you could be passing up something nice. So,
Mhm.
Yep.
like Audra said, it kind of depends for me, I guess, on how late in the hunt it is. If it's later in the day, I might get past it.
Yeah. See, with my
tired.
AT Pro, it's like a 53 is gold, but it's also shotgun shell around
Wow.
there. So I got a lot of shotgun shells.
But I find it amazing when you are actually detecting with people and they say, "Oh, this here is a button," or
Yeah.
this here got I've got a largie, and they know, they can tell by the sound, and they're right every time. They're like, "Oh, I think I've got a largie." I mean, well, we pretty much know largies around here are pretty solid, but I mean, like the same with the buttons. It's like, "Oh, this is a button," and it's like, "Okay, let's see." Digs a hole, there's the button. It's like me. I should just scream nail all the time, because then I'll be right. Got a nail. Found it.
Ditto. Very much so. Absolutely. But you know what? It's really, I mean, when I was at Dig Stock, I was getting a 14, 15 one way and a 15, 16 the other way. And here I am. I'm on my first field at Dig Stock. And everyone who was digging 14, 15, 16 with the Knox was getting those shells. You remember those shells, Dave?
Yeah, the 308 shells.
Yeah, and so here I am. I'm like swinging, and I'm like, "Oh, I got another shell," and I'm like, "Go ahead," and I turn it over the plug, and it's that gold ring, and oh, that's nice. So let's take this person out.
And go away.
Ryan.
Nice.
Thanks, Chris.
And good. Okay, so hold on one second. Okay, go. Okay, so, and it would turn it over, it was a gold ring. And I was like, I can't believe it. I was like, I think this is a gold ring. And I haven't found a gold ring like forever. It's been so long. But here at Dig Stock, a gold ring. Here I am at the, in Colonial, and I'm finding a gold ring. So
1812 here. The war.
So I'm like, so I ended up looking at it, and I don't think it was old. I think it was early 1900s, but it's great. It was awesome, but still.
That was amazing, dude.
Yep.
That's amazing.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we sometimes get people saying things that are inappropriate, unfortunately, and I think we got it taken care of. And if we haven't, let us know. But
we got it.
I think that we have. But hey, thanks, Darcy. Appreciate
Jody,
it.
have you found anything else out about your ring that you found?
Yeah.
Can you date the year of it or anything? And was there any engravement on the inside?
So I looked, and then I tried to look up the actual stuff. It was a W and then either a 2 or LL or something like that. And I looked up all of the marks that come through with all that, and no, nothing, zero. Couldn't find any date or anything that was associated with what was in the inside of the ring. But it was not 14 karat, it was 10 karat. But still, we'll take it.
Still
Amazing find.
All right. All right, got another question for everyone. Join in the chat. Here we go. Question is, oh, that's the same question. We're going to skip that question. See, I tell you, it's...
And we know the answers. We
I
can
know.
win.
No. We got to get this one. We got to get this one. We got to get this one. Here we go. The question is, what effects do different operating frequencies have? Because a lot of people don't know this. I learn it and then I forget it. But interestingly enough, the multi-frequency machines that are out do either one of two things. They have multi-frequency, or they do simultaneous multi-frequency. So some of the machines claim multi-frequency, but you can change the frequencies. Unlike the Knox, which is multi-frequency, right, and the E-Track and CTX, the Garrett, I believe the Ace, is that a simultaneous multi-frequency machine? Because I'm not familiar with the Garrett series that much.
I don't use that either. Not sure.
Yep. So Donnie, he says the lower the frequency, the higher the conductivity. The higher the frequency, the lower the conductivity. So we would be talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, Donnie, we would talk about silver, which is very high conductivity, comes in at the lower frequencies. And gold, which is a lower conductivity, comes in with higher frequencies. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But I think that's what it is. And yes, I definitely need some mods, and I thought all my mods were set up from last year, but evidently they're not. So I will take care of that. What do you guys think about that issue?
You asking
my-
the chat or you asking us?
Oh, you
Sorry.
asking you.
I thought you were asking the chat, so I'm sitting here and because Bobby was talking about tension wires. He's changed it to 40 on his Knox. But lower frequency is better for coin shooting, Deej says.
Do you all hunt in different frequencies? Because I know that. What frequencies?
I do the multi on my Knox. I've tried the other frequency before, but I tend to keep it on the multi frequency, and then I usually do it for 5 tones, not the 50 tones. Where some people tend to use the 50 tones, but I can't. That's just, it's too much for me. It's too confusing. I mean, I'm still
Yeah, I
learning the
don't use
Knox.
I mean, the Garrett gives you different choices. Like you have a
Mhm.
coin mode or all metal mode, or you can make your own up. I just run
Yeah.
the last one. I run it full bore, and then
I
I
use
just
all metal mode, 0 discrimination.
Yeah, it's quite a few that's all saying multi 5 tones for the Knox. You can tell who the Knox users are. Multi Park 1 for me. I like Field 1 and Park 1. Sometimes Field 2. I go depending on the sounds where we are. Multi-frequency, Don says.
Yeah.
See, Digging with Squeak, they like 50 tones. I get more for a feel of the sounds. You'll
Interesting.
have to teach me.
You have to
Yeah,
teach me.
I struggle. I've tried it because I mean I dig with people that use the 50 tones, and I don't get it. I don't know if that has to do with my hearing or, but I struggle with that. I like the 5 tones so I can hear it.
Yep. And then the another 50 tones, the Silver
Park 2's
Hunters,
good.
multi 50 tones. I think Donnie was 2-toning it, I believe. Sometimes I used to use 2-tone Ferris with my E-Track, and there were a lot of tones with my E-Track, but I tried to set up my Equinox like I had my E-Track, and unfortunately it just didn't really work for me. I don't know, it just didn't really work for me. And Nancy, you said Park 2 has a nice sound.
It does. No, I was let in because Squeak was just saying, I'm guessing I'm one of the few that uses Park 2. I like Park 2. It has a better sound. Like I said, more than Park 1. The same thing with Field 2 also. There are different tones, and people tend to detect with what they like, and a lot of people
Yeah.
that I'm with are in the 1s. The 2s are nice. So I get you, Squeak.
Personal preference, right?
It
What
is.
tones you like.
I mean, the Knox had that upgrade for the 4 megahertz thing. I've never used that. I don't know if anybody in the chat has. Really not sure what it does. It's supposed to go deeper, but I think it has to do with location more so than anything else.
I know someone who used it, and that was Darcy. Darcy, I asked him about it. I asked Darcy about the 4 kilohertz,
Virginia.
and he does really well with it. He does really well with it. All right, next question. Next question. May not be a great question, but it is an interesting question. And I think the answer is going to be yes for a lot of people, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. Here we go. Ready? So, this question, has anyone ever dug into an anthill and retrieved a target? And I can tell you a story before you guys go where I ended up finding a wee penny, and it was literally in, and I feel bad. I feel bad enough with the worms every single hole you dig, you know. But I dug into an anthill and they got all over up my arm. It was disgusting. Has that ever happened to anybody else?
I found a target in an anthill, a silver quarter in my backyard. That was in ants, but I didn't have them all over me.
Yeah.
No, we have. It's kind of funny that you said that because that has happened to us. But I'll tell you, one of the things I was told by somebody was ants like silver. There's something in the silver that attracts ants. So if you have a really good target and there's an anthill, I was told dig it. I don't know if somebody just wanted to make me dig in it to laugh, but but it's funny because I got a text message today. Not Right Johnny was out digging and he was sending this video, and everywhere he was digging, every time he flipped the holes, it was maggots. He had maggots everywhere. And he's like, look at this. And I was like, I don't think you should be digging there. It sounds like it's a grave. Told my pumpkin, ants like silver. There's something in the silver that attracts ants.
His volume's on.
Gotta mute us on YouTube 10. There you go. But yeah, red ants are the worst. I would not want anything to do with red ants. I lived in Georgia for a year, and red ants are nasty.
They're painful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The fire ants.
yes.
Oh, those are terrible. Wicked terrible.
And you got to watch out too for the what is it? The wasps that are in the grounds.
I dug that. I was throwing jelly. Can you dig it? And then I got my camera out. I put my GoPro right up next to the hole, and it was really cool to film them
Watch
coming
them.
out. And then
Yeah.
they started chasing me.
Yeah.
I stopped filming at that point. That's
And
not
they
me.
will. They'll just follow you to attack you.
And
If you're reading the chat, I didn't mean to interrupt, but there's some really good stories. So
There is. I love this.
digging with Squeak, was digging in a groundhog came out running. Someone said they found silver. I can't remember in a sorry.
I always feel bad. I do with the grubs and the ants and the worms,
Mhm.
everything. You know, when the snakes are hibernating, I'm
Ooh.
always paranoid that I'm going to chop a snake in half that's
Yeah.
sleeping in the ground. Because I came close a couple times and I would just feel horrible.
God, Nancy got poison ivy. I didn't even think that was out right now.
Yeah.
Clint said that he had in Elizabeth I silver hammered 1575 from a molehill soil.
That's sweet.
Them moles, man. They eat up that.
They're holding the treasure. Find those molehills.
Welcome back, Tim. We missed you.
Yes. Tim.
Yes, welcome back.
Sorry about that.
All right, Tim. Give us some information here on, let's see, wet ground. What do you think about wet ground here?
Absolutely helps.
Yeah.
Absolutely helps. I agree with that. my question, you guys are back on these ants and digging into things in the ground. You guys ever dug into an ant hill and smell anything? There's getting aroma out of that dirt.
Oh, I have.
No, I never thought of that.
Never noticed.
Whatever reason,
Attention next time.
whatever reason, around here, maybe it's just around here, but I can dig into the ground. If I smell like ivory soap, I know there's going to be ants pouring out of that hole any minute.
That's amazing.
Smells like ivory soap. Or
Really?
something. Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm gonna check that out.
Everyone on Saturday is going to be looking for anthills now.
The ivory.
They're going to come back and say, it does. It really does smell of soap.
Bobby, it smells like Teen Spirit. Oh man.
Fun with dirt. Hello, hello.
Yeah, Jason, at least they're clean ants.
Yeah, UFO Pirate 17 says, I understand you, and no, the smell is obvious.
It's so weird.
We're going to check this out.
I can't wait to get out now and
Me too.
spray some nasal spray into my nose so I can smell a little better.
All right, who's going to be the first one to put a video up?
Oh,
I can't get out till Friday, so it won't be me.
Smells like lemon pledge, Darcy says.
Darcy, ant
They
secrete.
sec-
Yeah, go ahead, Nancy.
no, go ahead.
No.
Ants secrete a formic acid, and it smells like lemon pledge
Mm.
or ivory soap.
Mm. Interesting.
Is that what it said?
That's what Darcy said. Yeah.
Snakes smell like cucumbers. Treasure hunter.
Who said that?
All
Oh,
right, I
The
agree.
treasure hunter said some snakes smell like cucumbers.
Interesting. Interesting.
That's
I
so
have to use
cool.
my sense of smell more often, I think,
I know.
when I'm out digging. I never thought of that.
And as Bobby Pastor just said, nothing smells worse than that stinky hill at Digstock.
Oh,
Oh
right.
my God, that was
Oh.
horrible. That was
I'm
so
glad I
bad.
didn't walk past that.
We didn't-
And I walked past it with Bobby, and he pushed me closer to the stinky
Oof, oof,
hill
oof.
on the other side.
What are
Yeah,
friends for?
that's right.
Hmm.
That's right.
What a pal.
I can smell it just thinking about it.
So I guess this next would go with it. Has anyone dug up a ground creature like a mouse or a mole? I personally haven't. Obviously, Clint and Digging with Squeak did, but I don't know that I've ever seen a mouse or a mole when I've been metal detecting. You, Tim?
I think I've dug into some. I just seen like a flash. Flipped it open. I could see the hole, and I just seen something move down in there. So I don't know if it was a mouse or a mole, but it's some little ground creature.
I would have a heart attack. I saw something moving.
I mean, I've had snakes come by. They're not actually, as I dug a hole, it's like I'll be digging next to a stone wall or something, and next minute it's like, whoop, comes the snake.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, I've been in the woods, and you can see the grass moving out in front of you. You know, there's a snake
Yeah.
out there moving around. I've had that happen a couple of times too.
UFO Pirate, first time hanging with y'all. This is cool. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. We're
Yeah.
we're just
You're welcome.
like you. We're just crazy enough to put our faces on. But yeah. So we do this. We're gonna try twice a month now. Twice a month. So Doug, have you ever seen a cat in the field running around you?
Jordy, tell us the story here.
No, it
Thanks,
isn't.
Doug.
It isn't that funny. But we were out a week ago Saturday, and we were on our last whatever. And you know when you're detecting, right? And you're just kind of swinging around and you're looking down. I don't really look up a lot. I'm kind of focused down and I'm swinging, and I see peripherally something moving. Now sometimes it's like a garbage bag or garbage that's kind of tumbling in the fields, but this thing was like walking. I will tell you, at first I was startled. I didn't like scream or anything, because that's not what I do. But I'm just kidding.
Doug, did he scream? Tell us, Doug.
No,
Did he
no,
scream?
it wasn't even that big of a deal. But everywhere we went, this cutest cat just kept following us. Just
Aw.
kept just following us. It was fun. It was great.
I would love that.
Yeah. So, Deej saw a mouse running at Ghost Town. I assume you're talking about with Don at Ghost Town. That would be my guess. But, yes. What else?
Chris has said he's seen badgers while detecting in England. Ooh, stay away from them. Stay away from them.
Ooh, Chris.
Hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of England, who's going to England?
Not me.
Tim's going to England. Tell us a little bit about your trip.
We got a trip booked for the first week in October of 2022. There is a group full of people that you probably most all know. I know some people don't want to be named right now, so I'll just leave the entire list. A guessing game for now, I guess. There's someone in the chat that's going with us. 2 people going in the chat that's going with me. But yeah, we'll be going to the Colchester area. We'll be there for 7 days. We will fly into London, I think on a Friday afternoon. We'll get a hotel that night. We'll wake up Saturday morning and we will meet our host for the week. He will pick us up in the van at the hotel and we will take an hour-and-a-half drive northeast towards Colchester. And we will go to our barn, we'll unload all our gear real quick, throw our detectors together, get the proper clothes out of our bags, jump back in the van and run out to a field nearby that we have permission for. And we will hunt from about noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon until the sun crashes. Then we'll go back and grab something to eat, clean up what we found, chit chat a little bit and crash and get up at daybreak, and we'll be on the field about 7 a.m. every day, and you're off right as the sun's setting. So you're out there from sun up to sundown. You pack your own lunch. We make sandwiches at the barn in the morning. We throw them in a cooler, and then midday, at your leisure, you go get your sandwich or your lunch. You can meet up with everyone else and sit down and eat if you like, or you can throw your sandwich in your backpack and stay on the field all day long and see everyone at the van at the end of the day. It's totally up to you. You pay the money, you hunt the way you want to hunt. But it's
That is awesome.
yeah, it's hardcore. It's like I said, sun up to sundown, just enough time at night to eat and shower and chit chat a little bit, and you're doing it again in about 6 hours.
Wow.
Is it a different place every day?
You have the option to. The club has. Oh man, someone did the math once, and I think they said this is probably 2 years ago, and I know they've got more permission since. I think they said they had roughly 800 fields.
Wow.
So, and any fields can range from 3 or 4 acres to thousands of acres. Depends on how the farmer. Like say you've been there a bunch of times, and there is a field maybe you found something that you're really excited about. I mean, I found a Celtic Gold Quarter Stater over there. So when I go back over, it's kind of nice to make a couple of trips and loops through that field, just reminisce, and you never know, might get lucky and find another one. Other people have been there a bunch of times and have certain fields they absolutely hate. They don't ever want to step foot on that field ever again, and you don't have to. The cool thing about it is you're there for 7 days. There's usually 7 people in the barn, and what we do a lot of times is each person gets a day. You grab the map book and you pick out a field that looks good to you. That for whatever reason you can talk to your barn leader, and they, most of your barn leaders have been there numerous times, so they've seen a lot of stuff come off these fields. They know about stuff that's come off these fields. They've got the experience, so. Just talk to your barn leaders and just kind of, hey, anything ever been found on this field? And say, that field's never really been hunted too much. It's fairly new. Okay, I want to go there. Let's go check that out. And everyone jumps in the van. That's where you go for the day. If that farmer has 7 fields, you have the liberty of hunting all 7 of those fields.
Wow.
Nice.
I hope you take some video.
You know, I always say I'm going to film the whole thing. As soon as I get off the plane,
Do
I'm just
some,
like,
please.
camera run until I get back on the plane, and it never happened.
Dude, you got some comments saying it's hardcore. That's hardcore digging. They miss those days because Alan, he's been there from there. And also
Okay,
Clint
ready to-
said that's Roman territory that you are going to.
It is
Dan's
Oh,
looking,
yes.
saying that. Yep.
my
That's
first trip.
awesome, dude.
My first trip there, I was hunting a farm field that's on the top of a hill overlooking it's an estuary into the English Channel. And right behind you is a 16th century church. So you know the foot traffic between that body of water and that church has to be astronomical over the centuries. So I automatically wanted to hunt that field. And when I was out there, a couple of guys found some Roman coins. One guy found a big Roman sestertius, which is it's like the size of a $50 big bronze coin. And there's a couple of smaller Roman coins found. So we knew there was some Roman stuff on that field. We were one of the first groups to hunt it. And I found what the club president, when I showed it to him, he said it was by far the smallest Roman fibular brooch he's ever seen. He thinks it's probably for an infant or a child. It was so small and delicate. I thought for sure it was going to get broken in my luggage on the way home, but it didn't.
That's amazing.
It is fun.
I bet. Take some video.
I will.
I want to see.
You'll
I
be
will-
counting the days. Can't
It'll-
go fast enough for you.
It'll have a little more push and drive probably because I'm going to be going with some more YouTubers. So,
There you go.
most people probably have their cameras out and maybe they'll probably push me to do it a little bit more.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Wonderful
have a
experience.
class. Yeah.
It is fun. If you can never swing it, I highly recommend it.
So Karen says to Audra, can we go to Jersey in England and hunt? Do your channel from there.
Let's go. We'll
She's
do
in.
the Scuba Sonia bus trip. Can we talk about this? We're all going to get in the Scuba Sonia bus. And then,
Oh man, I'll tell you, Don says it best. We need to live vicariously through your adventure, Tim.
yes.
Absolutely. So that would be great if we could find out what's going on. It's just so strange, these days going to another country.
Yeah, this will be the first time going there since it happened. So I'm sure that'll all be new to me. I know we've had groups there since. And matter of fact, there's some groups that just came home from there. So the season's wrapping up over there. I haven't heard too many horror stories. It sounds like as long as all your paperwork's in order, it's pretty easy to come and go.
That's good. Very good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wishing for things to be better by then.
hopefully.
Yeah. I hope-
From your lips to God's ears, right? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you find amazing finds of a lifetime.
I hope so.
Oh, so in case you don't film, Don said he's going to have his camera, his
All right.
his 3. I won't tell him what you got, but he told me they're pretty cool. Okay, so
So now that one's out of the bag. Don's going with me.
he said it on here. He said it on the
That's
chat.
fine as long
Yeah.
as, like I said, I'm not going to speak for anyone else. I know there's some people who don't want, for whatever reason, they don't want it out there. So I'll honor that.
Yeah.
Don obviously does not care, which is great. Yeah, we're going to have a good time.
All right. So we are coming up on the 8:00 hour, so we are going
Already?
to end it. But I did say that we are going to have an after party, and could someone please post in the chat the after party link so that people can join us and talk to us off air? I would love for that to happen. I'd love to meet a lot
Yeah,
of you.
Nancy.
So Nancy, if you can do that for us.
I'm trying to get it.
Oh, that's fine. We have a little outro and there's music at the end so that we have time. But I would like to thank everybody for joining us. It's always just nice to chit chat, and time really did fly. So hopefully you can join us in the after party and just kind of talk to us. But Audra, Nancy, Tim, Dave, thank you so much for joining us again. And I think it's going to be great.
This is awesome to be back, people.
We're back.
So nice to see you guys and hang out with you guys and everybody here.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, and a happy Thanksgiving. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we'll see you in the chat.
See ya.
Join us. It's fun. It's just like this.